So I have actually uh binge watched Black Mirror like a few times. So Nosedive, the few times that I have watched it, I feel like I've always had kind of a funny, weird feeling towards the episode because in a way I do feel like now, as in 2024 society, I really do feel like sometimes we are kind of scaling up maybe to that level. So in the episode, my thoughts on relationships between technology and society. I do feel like there is no society without technology. Technology in the episode runs your everyday life, and I do feel that way about our everyday life now as well. Technology is definitely plays a huge role in everyday life. In Nosedive, it's a little extreme. Obviously, you are rating someone on the interaction that you've spoke to them. It could be even a smile, somebody at a restaurant. I'm the cashier, you're the customer. Interactions, small interactions like that as well. I do. Okay, so how did it affects people's behavior in the episode? I do feel like this much. I do feel like it was a benefit because there was no crime. Although, okay, so we only seen like obviously a part, a certain part that they wanted us to see. But if you, how should, if I were to look at you in the episode and you are a 1.9, I can tell everything that you've been obviously doing and why you got a 1.9. So I do feel like it's a little beneficial because then you can kind of keep your distance away from people that you don't want to be next to. But I do feel overall it is harmful because sometimes people just aren't having a good day. Some people aren't people people pleasers or people's people. So I do feel like in a way that is harmful, and you can't really judge someone off of a small interaction with a small exchange of words. Obviously, you really have to know somebody in order to judge them. So in Nosedive, it was definitely judge a book by its cover slash small interaction. There were even people in the episodes that you can rate anonymously, and people gave anonymously gave Lacey a 1 star, and she's like, I didn't even do nothing. Who she didn't do anything. She was just walking along the side of the road. I do think that my favorite character was definitely Susan. She went through it all. I really do feel that she did. When she was a four, if I'm not mistaken, she was a 4.6, and her husband and she was a truck driver, and her and Lacey had went into her truck. So she was kind of telling her backstory about how her husband, Tom, who was a 4.3, had cancer, and they gave her husband's bed to a 4.4, and her husband passed away. So now she is a 1.4, and I feel like Susan went through a she went through the life course. I don't think that she obviously reached like the later year, but she definitely reached up to the age of 65. And she was happy with her life. She kind of went about life, didn't care about the ratings, and she didn't look at anybody for their ratings because obviously her husband passed, and that's exactly what they did to him. For Lacey, I feel like for her, Lacey went through agents of socialization. She had to change who she was as a person to get more stars for her to be inside for her to live in a better community. So she had to obviously change who she had around in her circle. I think every character besides her brother and Susan, or they weren't prisoners. I feel like Lacey, Naomi, everybody in the episode were definitely prisoners. If you see in the episode, there are people on their phone, and again, there is no society without technology. So I do feel like, in a way, they were definitely prisoners in socialization. And Lacey also went through re-socialization. She had to learn new norms, attitude, behaviors, and just trying to get her apartment. That's where she wanted to live. She wanted to be if I'm not mistaken, a 4.4, and she was a 4.2, and then she ended up, obviously at the end, was just kind of like whatever, and she let it all go. But yeah, thank you.